Good morning, guys. How are you guys doing today? This is Sonia. It's almost 9 a.m. I just wanted to do a quick hangout. I only have 10 minutes. I'm going to be back on later. I have a meeting in 10 minutes. So this is what I wanted to talk to you guys about a little bit. I made a small hangout 2 days ago about organizing your life and balancing everything out. My video camera is not working today because of the internet, so sorry about that, but you guys can still hear what I talk about. So I'm really focusing on how to live your life organized and balanced, because I used to be out of place all the time, and working from home, I needed that little scheduling. I needed that feeling of control, because I'm a little control freak, and a lot of entrepreneurs, we have that trait. We always look for the best. We always want to improve. We always want, fast, not really fast results, but we want the results to be effective and have a better life. Altogether, a lot of people are doing this industry, yeah, for the money, but a lot of us, it's for the freedom and for families. Whatever your goals are, you have to keep remembering that. And that's the thing, people, I think they're not consistent enough. So it's like anything else. When you start going at the gym, you can't just do a set of abs on one day and expect to have a six-pack. You need to be working on those every day, and make sure you have a healthy diet and a bunch of other factors like that also. It's the same with your house. It's the same with your life. It's the same with your relationships. You have to work with it. So for me, I started decluttering my house because we have a big house, and every time I turned around, there was some clutter, and then it just kept bringing more stuff in, and then I couldn't even realize how much time flew, and I didn't even get to do what I wanted to. And I was like, wow. So on my days off on the weekend, I would take a Sunday off. I would have to cook my meals for the whole week, and then I would have to spend some family time, and then I would love to get some time for me, but I never really had time. And then afterwards, I would just look around everywhere and be disappointed because the guest room was a mess, and my gym, I couldn't even see. The dust was all over my equipment, and I couldn't even see my equipment. My treadmill is there just looking at me like, do something, use me, clean me, or whatever. So I started reading a lot of books, and one of them was Organize Your Mind, Organize Your Life, or vice versa. That's a really great book, and I kind of needed that, because I wasn't sure where to go, and I used to be all or nothing. So I would spend a day or two cleaning like crazy. It was nice outside. I couldn't go outside, or would be missing something, and then 2 days later, my house would be a mess again. So I worked on a system that at first I started, it was more. It's like anything else. At the beginning, when you start something, you're going to have to put a little bit more time and effort, and that's like anything else. But the rewards or the results you get out of it is what's worth it. So what I would say, if this applies to you, if organizing your life is something really important to you and your house, I would start to make a 12-month plan. What would you like to be done in 12 months? And then what would you like to be done by the end of this month and this week? And how I started doing my declutter, I started with 52 different things that I'd like to do. So every week for the first year, I had something. Either it was one Sunday, and me, I usually do those on Sunday mornings. So it used to be from 9 to 12, or 3-4 hours at the most, because I have other things going on. So I would start, the first thing I did was my garage. Our garage is big enough to put a car and a four-wheeler in, but we couldn't even fit, let's just say, my son's four-wheeler, a toy one, because there was so much stuff in it everywhere. We just kept piling up, and even when you have kids, you notice that you have a lot of clothes and stuff like that. It adds up pretty quickly. And if you don't start doing something for that, you're just going to end up like a hoarder. You're going to have lots of stuff there, and you're not going to know what to do with it. So when I started, I was doing yard sales and stuff like that, and then after I realized I don't always have time, so I used to make 2 bids, one for giving and the other one for later on have a yard sale, or give to a friend. So, and then that's how I got organized with my kids' stuff. But then when I got to my house, that's what I'm getting back to. On my Sundays, I used to get, one day I would do the guest room, and then I had my closet I wanted to do for a long time. So after I got my guest room done, and that's something that if you live with a family, ask your family for help. All of you guys should be doing that. So if you guys go and attack the guest room, me, my husband, and my son was there also. If you have kids, either get them to help. If they're too young, well, get a babysitter. That's important to me, and a lot of people, I think that it's just little stuff like that that used to stress me out. So I know I'm not the only one that can relate with that. And this applies to everything in life. So after you get one thing done, make a check mark, feel good about it. After I've done my guest room, it was just so nice. I used to get in there just to see how great it felt, not to see boxes full of clothes, toys, a bunch of stuff we never really used. And there's a rule of thumb. If you haven't used a certain thing, a product, or something you have at your house for more than a year, you're probably not going to need it. I tend to keep some things. Sometimes you say, well, I might need this later or that, and that's cool for different things. But I realized I noticed I was holding on a lot of things, and sometimes it can be emotional. But letting go is one of the best things that ever happened to me. And I've been doing that a lot lately, just giving it to somebody else. And that's great, because I never really needed that certain thing in the first place, if it was gathering dust for a year. So, and after that, you get a lot of different rooms and a lot of different things. Like for me, it was the most important, like I said, the garage, the guest room. Then it was my closet organization. Then the bathroom, and I had a bunch of other things on my son's clothes and stuff like that. So after the first 3 months of doing that every Sunday, I started realizing my house was getting a lot more organized, and I had a lot less stress. So it was working for me. And then I realized that every Sunday was a lot. So I went every 2 weeks, and now I'm down to once a month. And sometimes it doesn't have to be like the first Sunday of every month, or as long as it's one day for you that you keep. And if you can't do it one day, do it the other one. Just make sure that you're consistent and you do those things. And then if you've done a great job and you feel good about it, reward yourself. If you did the guest room and you wanted a painting to go on the wall or whatever, go get it. Be proud of yourself. You always have to reward yourself for stuff that you're doing, especially stuff like that, because decluttering a house and a life is not fun. And for me, decluttering my life, I'm talking about a lot of the house and schedules and stuff like that, but I had to do the same thing with my life. I had to cut out some people out of there. I had to make a huge cleanup, which was hard, but once I let go of those people, I realized they weren't there for the right intentions, and they were just bringing me down. A lot of negative and a lot of stuff like that. So declutter your life, declutter your friends. If you have people bringing you down all the time, don't be afraid to just, leave them there. You can give them advice, you can share what you want, but if they're not ready to share, or to not share, sorry, but if they're not ready to change or listen to what you have to say, if they don't want the help, then you're just going to get negative feedback, or you're going to be ignored, and all the time you wasted or try to help anybody, you're just going to realize it was time and effort for you that you could have been helping somebody else or doing something more productive. And a little thing before I go, because I have a meeting in 2 minutes. What I did when I started organizing my house, I had Post-its everywhere, in every room for a month. I had Post-its besides the light switch. So if I see, okay, this needs to be done, or I would love to change that of spots, I would love to get this for that, like in my bedroom, let's just say, for example, I had a hat, a rack where I put all my hats, and a shoe rack, and it wasn't anywhere. I needed to put it on the wall, but it just, I didn't have the screws, and there was always something, so I wrote it there, and then my husband saw it, and he went and did that for me. So sometimes you need help, but it's just to keep track, because I have a lot of things I want to do, and I have a lot of things that I don't take time. So for me to putting everything down on paper, it was great. And when I walked out of the bathroom, if I knew there was something missing, I wrote it on my Post-it. And then after I changed all of those and I got into decluttering, let's just say the bathroom, I scratched everything off of those Post-its, and there's always going to be something, but at least you feel that you're doing something, and it's for you and for your life. So besides that, those little Post-its, I love them. I have them everywhere. I have a bunch of lists. I have to-do lists, like I said, for this week, this month, next 6 months, the next year. I have a to-do list for just random things that I would love to do someday. It might be tomorrow, it might be in 5 years, you know, but I always have a list to go to. Sometimes people think I have too many and it's a little crazy, but that's just me. If lists don't work for you, well, find a certain thing that works for you and just be consistent. That's pretty much how it is, you know. If I tell you to do this and that works for me, it doesn't mean it's going to work for you. So find something that works for you and be consistent. It's like anything else in life. So I'm going to leave you guys with that. I hope this helps a little bit. I'm going to be putting up some schedules soon. They're not pretty. I don't really write good, and that's cool. And I'm messy all over my agendas. I have stuff written all over, and I don't think you guys could even read what I put, but I managed to, surprisingly. But yeah, just start with your list, and the night before I go to bed, I always tend to look at my list on what I have to do. So when I wake up the next day, I know where I'm heading. Okay? Don't spend your whole night thinking about what you have to do, you know, but just prepare yourself, and then instead of doing a to-do list that you're going to be checking off what you did, check off Instead of making a to-do list and checking off what you want to do, after you've done them, make a list of what I have done today. That's what I've been doing lately. So that's nice, because I see what I have done, not what I haven't, you know. So thanks for being here, you guys. I really appreciate that. Don't hesitate to send me questions. This is only my second hangout, and you know, I'm just doing general stuff right now, but I'm gonna get more deeper in this subject soon. I just need to, I want to know what you guys are struggling with, because I have so much things I want to talk about, and I don't really know. I just want to get started with the basics and what's the most important thing to do. But if you have a specific question or content, just send it to me. With internet, we all can get connected now. You guys, if you see this, you can, you know how to get back to me. So have a great day, everybody. I'm going to be having another hangout soon, and I'm grateful for today. The sun is shining, and I wish you all a great Wednesday. Talk to you guys later.